Hello. Story time today. I'm going to read this book. Now, I've had this book ever since when I first became a teacher, and it's almost as old as me. It's like 40 years old or something. But it's still a lovely story, so I hope you enjoy it. Look at the cover. You see the cover? It's called Arthur, and it's by Amanda Graham, and Donna Ginnell did the drawings and the pictures. How lovely. Can you see? What can you see? Oh, what's happened to that dog? Let's find out. Arthur. Move my water. Here we go. Arthur was a very ordinary dog. Ordinary. There's nothing special. Just something you might see any time walking down the street. He lived in Mrs Humber's pet shop. I'm trying to think where our closest pet shop is. Well, you don't see many pet shops anymore. He lived in Mrs Humber's pet shop with many other animals, but Arthur was the only dog. All the other dogs had been sold because dogs were very popular. All the dogs except Arthur. Oh. He was just an ordinary brown dog who dearly wanted a home with a pair of old slippers to chew, because I hear that's what dogs love to do. On Monday morning, Mrs Humber put some rabbits in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog. Everybody wanted rabbits. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practised being a rabbit. So children, can you stand up for me? Or actually, you don't have to stand up. You can be sitting down, rabbits. Can you pretend to be a rabbit for me? So think about what rabbits do. What do they do? I'm always telling you off for bending the pages. So, can you pretend to be rabbits for me? So, that's it. Let's see how Arthur gets on practising being a rabbit, shall we? He practised eating carrots and poking out his front teeth and making his ears stand up straight. He practised very hard until he was sure he could be a rabbit. He is really trying very, very hard. Here we go. The next morning, Mrs Humber put some snakes in the window. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. That's right. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit. There he is. Everybody wanted snakes. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practised being a snake. Right, are you ready, children? He practised hissing and slithering and sliding and looking cool. He practised very hard until he was sure he could be a snake. So, show me your snakes. Next morning, Mrs Humber put some fish in the window. By the end of the day, the window was, that's right, empty, except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog. Look at him. Oh, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake. Everybody wanted fish. So that night, when all was quiet, Arthur practised being a fish. He practised swimming. Show me swimming. And blowing bubbles. And breathing underwater. He practised very hard until he was sure he could be a fish. Next morning, Mrs Humber put some cats in the window. By the end of the day, the window, you're right, was empty except for Arthur. Nobody wanted an ordinary brown dog, not even one who acted like a rabbit and a snake and a fish. Everybody wanted cats. Arthur felt he would never find a home with a pair of old slippers to chew. Oh, poor Arthur. Did you try to practice being a cat? Cats. They're very meow. Meow. I don't know if any of you have cats, but yes, they're quite graceful. Four-legged, furry, and very graceful. Preening themselves and meowing. Next morning, Mrs Humber put the rest of her pets in the window. There were 2 hamsters, a cage of mice, 3 canaries, a blue budgerigar, a green frog, 1 sleepy lizard, and Arthur. You see all there's some mice. That's it. Some guinea pigs. A blue budgerigar. Where are the canaries? There they are. 2 canaries. Can you see the frog? Where's the frog? There he is. There's no missing that frog. Here we go. Arthur, oh dear, jumped on lily pads, squeaked and nibbled cheese, purred, croaked, and even attempted to fly. By the end of the day, the window was empty, except for Arthur. He had collapsed, exhausted, in the corner of the window. Look, he's lying down. He's so tired. He's tried so hard, hasn't he, children? Now he was certain he would never find a home, whether he was a rabbit, a snake, a fish, a cat, or a purple spotty 3-headed wombat. Arthur decided that he might as well be just an ordinary brown dog. Absolutely right, children, isn't it? You must be yourself. You can't pretend to be anything else. Late that afternoon, just before Mrs Humber was to close the shop, a man came in with his granddaughter. Excuse me, said the man. Melanie tells me that you have a rather extraordinary dog who performs all sorts of tricks. Oh, the only dog I have, replied Mrs Humber, is Arthur. There he is, Grandpa! In the window, said Melanie. She rushed to pick up Arthur, who gave her the biggest, wettest, doggiest lick ever. Arthur knew he had found a home. Here we go. He always knew it, didn't he, children? He knew he'd find somewhere. A nice home with a pair of old slippers to chew on. And there he is. And he looks happy. The end.